Welcome to Ammosmith.com. During this period of instruction, I'm going to show you how to flare or bell the case mouth of your pistol brass in order to seat either a jacketed bullet or a cast bullet. The materials required to accomplish this process is 1. Your reloading press, 2. Your 3 die set, and 3. Your size deprimed, trimmed, and deburred pistol brass. The first step of this process is to insert the shell holder into the reloading press. Be sure to have your shell holder facing at about 7 o'clock. We will now begin the process. First, you need to set up your expanding die. Go ahead and start it in the press, but do not run it all the way down. Take your first cartridge case and insert it into the shell holder, as such. Run the ram all the way up. The cartridge should not come in contact with this die at all at this point. Now go ahead and turn it until you do make contact with the empty cartridge case. When you feel it make contact, go ahead and stop. Run the ram back down and make approximately 2 complete turns. You will feel the case move over the expander. Run your fingers over it, and you may or may not feel a flare on the case just yet. Go ahead and turn the die half a turn at this point. Repeat this procedure until you start to develop a bell on the end of the case. You must be careful as to not to overwork the brass. Once the belling starts, you will need to make smaller adjustments. The case is now starting to bell, and we're going to make a minor adjustment. The case is about perfectly flared. In order to test this, there's a simple way of determining whether or not you have enough flare in the case in order to accomplish bullet seating without shaving the bullet in the process. Take a bullet and insert it into the case. With just finger tight pressure, the bullet should not fall out of the case. You should see a very slight belling on the case. Do not over expand the case. Over time, overworking of the brass will cause weakness at the mouth of the case and cause a split. Go ahead and remove the bullet and run the case back up into the die. At this point, go ahead and take your locking collar here and tighten it. Go ahead and take a second piece of brass. This will see whether or not anything has changed since you tightened the collar down. Nothing should have changed. We now have a perfect flare on this case. At this point, once this is adjusted, you should go through and do every single case in your reloading tray. This will ensure that the bullets will be seated properly without shaving or deforming of the bullet in any way. Now, depending on how you want to proceed, you can do one of two things. You can either only expand, or if you do not have a hand priming tool system, you can use the priming system in the press. And the way this goes is you would expand your case, insert your primer, and on the downstroke, seat the primer. Go ahead and do all 50 cases. Then you'll be either A, ready for priming, or B, ready to charge. Please take a look at these 3 cases in front of you. The one on the left has not been flared at all. The one in the center has been flared correctly. The one on the right has been flared too much. If you notice the exaggerated belling of this case, it almost looks like a trumpet. You want to avoid this. And the reason why you want to avoid that is the working back and forth in the sizing, the firing, the resizing will eventually wear this case out. The one in the middle will last you the longest. If you try to seat a bullet on the one on the left with no flaring on it at all, you run into the chance of either A, shaving the bullet, or B, crushing the case under the stress of seating. The 3 cases before you are 3 examples. The one on the left has not been flared at all. You'll notice that the bullet will not sit in it and will want to wobble its way out. The second one, the one in the middle, is flared ideally. The bullet will sit in it and will maintain tension if pushed upside down. In order for that bullet to sit in place, you must use finger strength just to push it in. The one on the right, however, has been flared too much. You will see how much the case is flared. It has a trumpeting effect, and the bullet will try to sit in it much deeper. That brass will be overworked. And also, if you overflare the case itself may not want to fit into the seating die. Try to avoid that if at all possible.